So, ladies and gentlemen, of all the journalists in New Brunswick history, there's been many. I don't think there's any one of them is any bigger fan of track and field than I am. My biggest regret, of course, when we boycotted the 1980 Olympics. By my memory, CBC and CTV, most of the major networks did not show anything more than highlights of the games. But this caused this athlete, he could have made tens of millions of dollars endorsement just on his nickname alone. He was so good at long course races, and with his finishing kick, they called him, get this, ladies and gentlemen, Yifter the Shifter. Now, you're saying to yourself, who in the name of God would call anybody Yifter the Shifter? Well, this guy had us. Like, when he ran, he was balding, he was short, he looked out of shape, but pound for pound, he was the most devastating runner that all the European and international racers ever dealt with. Now, Miruts Yifter, affectionately known again as Yifter the Shifter, was born May 15th in Adigrat, Ethiopia. Now, unfortunately, he passed away in Canada December 22nd, 2016 after an illness. Now, his date of birth is often given as 15th May 44, although with some uncertainty about this, again, because of his receding hairline in the 1980 Olympics. Now, his name is also sometimes spelled as Miruts Yifter. Now, again, born in Tigray region of Ethiopia, he spent early parts of his youth working in different factories as a carriage driver, thus getting his leg strength. His talent as a long-distance runner was noticed when he joined the Ethiopian Air Force. Now, he was called to the Ethiopian national team for the 68 Summer Olympics in Mexico City, but he only made his Olympic debut 4 years later in the Munich Olympics, when he won a bronze in the 10,000 meters. However, he arrived too late for the 5,000 meters final. At the 73 All-Africa Games, he won 1 gold in the 10,000, 1 silver in the 5,000. At the first African Championships in 79, he did the double 5,000 and 10,000. Now, as we all know, Ethiopia boycotted the 76 Olympics and was unable to participate in that event. 4 years later in Moscow, Yifter made up for his disappointments by winning gold again in both the 5,000 and the 10,000. Now, in the final of the 10,000, he sprinted into the lead 300 meters from the finish and won by 10 meters. Basically, he'd be back in the pack the last lap, and he would just take off. Now, his personal best in the 5,000 was 13:13.82, and in the 10,000, ladies and gentlemen, one of the greatest results ever, 27:40.96. Now, I've covered Run New Brunswick or Road Running New Brunswick for many years. The best runners in New Brunswick would hit 31:32. Being 5 minutes faster than the best in a province is just, like I said, beyond and beyond. Now, after his 10,000 victory, 5 days later, the 5,000 meter final, he was boxing during the last lap. However, with 300 meters to go, the Ethiopian teammate Mohamed Kedar stepped aside and Yifter again sprinted to victory. Due to his abrupt change in speed when executing his kick to the finish, again, he had that nickname. Not exactly sure who gave it to him, but like most Ethiopian runners, he was never good in packs. He had to run by himself. But you see Mama Waldi and Ibibi Bikila and all the great Ethiopians runners of the 60s, 70s, and 80s. He was undoubtedly a role model for many of his home country. Now, at Cuamo, Puerto Rico on 6 February 77, he ran a world best for a half marathon. And get this, ladies and gentlemen, 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 57 seconds. 1 hour, 2 minutes and 52 seconds. So you see the sub 2 hour marathons now, it's all a cousin to what Yifter used to do with his positioning and his compact style. Now at the Moscow Olympics, part of the mystery surrounding Yifter was again the question of his age, which was reported between 33 and 42. He refused to give a definite answer, telling reporters, "Men may steal my chickens, men may steal my sheep, but no man can steal my age." So 68 Olympics, he was what, 21? He didn't look 21. He could have been 30. We don't know. But the problem is like, there's not too many heavy coverage of Ethiopian runners in the North American press because most people cannot speak their native language. Now, The most common versions of his date of birth are 1st of January 38 or 15 May 44. Big discrepancies. Now, Yifter continued to compete into the early 80s, running on Ethiopia's gold medal team at the 82 and 83 IAAF World Cross Country Championships. Now, he was a citizen of Toronto for a number of years, but unfortunately he died at the age of 72 on 22nd December in Toronto, where he had lived since 2000. According to family members, he had been suffering from respiratory problems. Now he's eventually buried in Addis Ababa in the Holy Trinity Cathedral Cemetery. And as a Canadian, I'm very proud to say he chose our country to live a good part of his life, and we are honored that Miruts Mr. Yifter chose Toronto, a big area for running, as we all know. So international competitions, again, the African Championships at Dakar, Senegal, first in 1414 at the 79 event in the 5,000, 2908, 10,000 meters. Now, again, Olympic Games, 2 gold, 1 bronze, all Africa, representing Africa, Lagos, 10,000 meter champion, 5,000 meeting silver, and AAAF World Cup, Dusseldorf 5 and 10 gold, and Montreal 5 and 10 gold. So again, extremely intelligent man, extremely dedicated, and he held the men's 5,000 best performance in 1980 and the half maritime best year performance in 1977. And he was also the flag bearer for Ethiopia at the Beijing Olympics. So that was quite a thrill for for all these fans. And you know something, ladies and gentlemen, it's on YouTube. There's a 1980 Russian-produced documentary on it, and there's a very interesting thing. There's one of the races where he tries to shake a hand with a teammate, and the teammate doesn't want to shake his hand. That's a mystery. If anybody knows about that, please let me know, because he was a sensible and kind man from all accounts. And any runners out there that want to learn how to run, watch him, especially in the longer races. Effortless. The man was tremendous. Anyway, he is sorely missed. Can you imagine he's still living, being a coach for a Canadian Olympic team at the 2021 Tokyo Games? Can you imagine? Tremendous. He inspired us all. Thanks for listening. Bye.